Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so sorry that it taken me a little longer before I started posting my full makeup videos. So my previous videos are showing copyright, so I have to just fix it before I started posting. So today I will be showing you how I glammed up this my beautiful gorgeous model. She has a very dry skin, so I'll be showing you the steps you should follow.
Tribe of Noise Music. Tribe of Noise Music.
I'm going it with carving her brows because for every makeup, except maybe your client refused, but as long as she didn't, it's best you should always carve so that it can be easier for you to draw your brows.
Tribe of Noise Music.
Brush, the big fan brush, should dust out all the excess hair that come out from the brows. Then I also go with my micellar water and wipes so that I can clean off all the dirty on the face. You do not want to be applying makeup on a dirty base, so it's very important. After I clean the face with the first wipes, I still use another wipes to clean the face again because she has some powder and some eyeliner on her face, so that I can clean thoroughly. So when I'm done with that, I go with my Kiss Beauty spray because she have a dry skin. Then I dry it. Then I go with my excess moisturizer to moisturize her skin. Please make sure you put enough because she already has a dry skin. And then I go with my hand. That way I can press down all the moisture into the skin and ensure that it has dried before I move to another moisturizer. The next moisturizer I use is the Cetaphil moisturizer, and I also apply the same method. Then I go in with my primer on just the key zone because you already have dry skin, so why apply it much? So I just go with the places where there are sweat, where sweat normally come out from a lot. Then I use my hand to just press it in. Then I go in with my sweat block and apply it on the brows, T-zone, and the nose bridge. And then I still go in with my hand to press it down and dry. Then I go in with my Kiss Beauty spray and spray all the face and also allow it to dry.
Tribe of Noise Music.
I'm using the Super Stay foundation and BBT foundation to get her skin color, and of course whenever you want to get a good skin color of your client, make sure you just follow her neck color. So this is the color I choose. Then I still go with my Moist Essence moisturizer because she already have dry skin, so I want to apply it to the foundation so it can give moisture. In that way I won't use too much foundation before it cover her face, and make sure you blend enough. So after I finish blending, I realize that the foundation is still a little fair to her skin color, so I go with a darker shade of the foundation in V Beauty, and then I add it to the mixed foundation already, and then I also mix thoroughly. So sorry that I'm using my hand. My foundation plate was stolen, so I just have to do with my hand for this video, or maybe even more videos, but I'll ensure that I buy another one. So after I'm done mixing it, I started going in and apply it on her face. She's actually a little dark in complexion compared to the video right here, but it's also the foundation really matches her skin color. So look at it, me blending it. I didn't really use much foundation because normally when a person have dry skin, you tend to apply too much of product, but for this I do not apply too much of product because I already go in with moisturizer on the foundation. Try this method on a dry skin client and come back to appreciate me.
Tribe of Noise Music. Tribe of Noise noise music. Tribe of noise music.
After the foundation has blended so well to our face, I go in with the Kiss Beauty
Tribe of
spray,
noise music.
Kiss Beauty spray. Then I also dry it. I started my contours. Actually, the contour I use is her skin color. The foundation I use
Tribe
for
of
the
noise
contour,
music.
I could say that it's her skin color because she's dark, and I've already mixed that dark into the other foundations that I used
Tribe
on
of
her
noise
face.
music.
But then I just like this liquid contour because it gives me a different vibes totally. So I just go ahead like that and apply.
Tribe
I
of
apply
noise
from
music.
the cheekbone to the hairline. Generally, that's what I did. And as I'm applying, I'm blending. So do not be too
Tribe of
rush on
noise
it
music.
so that you will not go and misfigure her face. I mean, you should not give her a different shade of face. I go
Tribe
in
of
with
noise
my
music.
Becharmageless lipstick palette in this pink and red color. I like
Tribe of
using
noise music.
Becharmageless palette since when I buy it because it doesn't dry fast, and of course it's so easy to blend. It gives this seamless blush
Tribe
look,
of noise
so
music.
I really love it. But if you do not have, you can always go in with your lipstick palette. It's also a good liquid blush. So when I applied it, I know
Tribe of
because
noise
she's
music.
dark in complexion, it's not really showing. Blush is not really showing, so I go in with the red again so that it can
Tribe of
pop
noise
out
music.
more.
Tribe of noise music. Tribe of noise music. Tribe of noise music.
I'm using the Avour Cosmetic for the concealer. I'm using the
Tribe of noise
bright.
music.
I forgot the color, and I'm using Zikel, a dark shade Zikel. So when I applied, I also started blending from
Tribe
the
of noise
downward
music.
upward. That way it will give me a chance for the under eye concealer to dry out before I blend it so that I
Tribe
can
of
get
noise
a
music.
full coverage. But even though I did that, I also use my fan to dry the under eye a little bit before I
Tribe of
blend,
noise
and it
music.
give me
Tribe of noise music. Tribe of noise music.
instead of just waiting for the under eyes to dry, I just go in with my contour to contour the nose with the same liquid
Tribe of
contour
noise
I use
music.
for her cheekbone and her hairline. So I just follow it up to give it a thin line for my contour, and I also blend with my beauty blender.
Tribe of noise music.
Then I use my hand fan to dry the concealer a little bit because Avour Cosmetic
Tribe of noise
is
music.
quite thick. Then I started blending. I blend from the inner side to the outer.
Tribe of noise music. Tribe of noise music. Tribe of noise music. Tribe of
Immediately
noise
I'm
music.
done with that, I blend. After I blend, then I will set. I blend, then I will set with my
Tribe of noise
RCMA
music.
setting powder. And then I did the same thing in the nose bridge everywhere that I applied the concealer. That is exactly what I did. But please make sure you
Tribe of
blend
noise music.
before you put your setting powder. That way to prevent it from cracking.
noise music.
Go in with my flawless powder and powdered all the face without the under eyes, please. I just powder everywhere that I put
Tribe
my
of noise music.
foundation. I just technically did everything I did from beginning. That means I use my powder for the contour at the same place where I put
Tribe
my
of
liquid
noise music.
contour, and then I use my eyeshadow palette. I use color yellow and orange for the powder blush, and of course I also use my powder
Tribe of noise
for the
music.
forehead, just repeating the contour, but this time around with powder.
Tribe of noise music. Tribe of noise music.
I changed my powder brush into a small powder brush for the under
Tribe
eyes,
of noise
and for
music.
this side I'm using the white powder on my powder palette and a bright color powder for the under eyes, and I just put as
Tribe of
small
noise music.
as possible, and I use my fluffy brush to recontour the nose with my powder in a dark shade color.
Tribe of noise music.
I'm using the same RCMA for the baking
Tribe
so
of
that
noise
any
music.
extra fallout from the eyeshadow can easily hold it on without staining my model face.
Tribe of noise music.
Then I go in with my brow tame to just tame down the brows, and then I use fan to just hair dry it a little bit so that it can stick, or it can make her brows flat. And I also go in with the RCM just to set it and prevent it from sweat.
Tribe of
Go
noise
in
music.
with my brow gel and angle brush to outline her brows, and I didn't really do anything much. The only reason I did is I just follow her brows. That's why I mentioned at the beginning of this video, if your client is not against carving, please
Tribe
carve.
of noise music.
Not because of anything, but because when you are drawing your brows, it will be easier for you because you've already made the base as nice as you want it to be.
Tribe of noise music. 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 Tribe of noise music.
I'm using my flat brush for the conceal, and I'm using Zikel concealer.
Tribe of
Zikel
noise
concealer
music.
are soft, so it's easy to blend. I'm using her color shade and a brighter shade for the arc, so
Tribe
that
of
place
noise
will be
music.
bright. And I'm not putting too much, but I ensure that as I'm putting, I'm blending so that it will not be too obvious. It will just be
Tribe
like
of
something
noise music.
small from the brows.
Tribe of noise music. 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 noise music.
When I'm done, I go in to start my eyeshadow. I put my eyeshadow primer. Then I go in with my black gel liner. I know normally when you are creating an
Tribe of
eyeshadow,
noise music.
you put your eyeshadows before you started drawing your liner. But for this particular look, I started drawing my liner. Then I go in with
Tribe
my
of noise
eyeshadow.
music.
And the only color of eyeshadow I use is brown. In all brown, and of course my liner, and I make this liner look
Tribe
like
of
a
noise
curve
music.
from the inner to the outside and to her crease line.
Tribe of noise music. 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 Tribe of noise music.
Whatever you get, make
Tribe
sure
of
whatever
noise
you
music.
get in the first eye, you also did the same thing in the second eye, because both of them are the same eyes, so do not make them different.
Tribe of noise music. 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 Tribe of noise music.
For the lips, I'm using my Davis pencil in
Tribe of noise music.
color 003, that's dark brown, to outline the outer lines of the lips,
Tribe of
and
noise
I'm
music.
making sure that it's a full line draw.
Tribe of noise music. Tribe of noise music. Tribe of noise music. Tribe of noise music. Tribe of noise
For the
music.
inner part of the lips, I use Becharmageless orange and concealer. So sorry, I was trying to show you, but
Tribe of Noise
unfortunately I
Music.
think my phone stopped at that moment. But I used concealer and orange color for the inner, and this is what it's looking. It's so beautiful. And I just redo
Tribe
everything,
of
put
Noise Music.
powder, put my contour, of course powder contour, put my blush again with my blush palette, and
Tribe of
generally
Noise
I
Music.
spray and I use my beauty blender to just tap it in after it has dried a little bit.
Tribe of Noise Music. Tribe of Noise Music.
And I go in with my
Tribe
art
of Noise Music.
bronzer for the cheekbone, for the brow arc, and the lips and the nose bridge.
Tribe of Noise Music.
I go in with the final touch, which is just underlining her under eyes with my black gel, and then
Tribe of
I
Noise
also use
Music.
my mascara to comb out the under eyes, put the lashes, and also use mascara to comb out the lashes and her real lashes,
Tribe
so
of
that it
Noise
will not be
Music.
too different or too obvious. And that is all. And look at what it is giving.
Tribe of Noise Music. Tribe of Noise Music. Tribe of Noise Music. Tribe of Noise Music. Tribe of Noise Music.